Have you ever wondered whether the way you eat is quietly shaping the life you live? Not just your body, but your energy, your clarity, and even your sense of purpose? Intermittent fasting has surged into the spotlight, promising transformation, simplicity, and control. Yet beneath the surface lies a deeper question that many overlook. What if the true power of this approach is not about restriction, but about understanding yourself in a way that changes everything? In a world overflowing with conflicting advice, it becomes easy to chase trends without ever asking whether they truly align with your unique needs. This is where a more thoughtful perspective begins to emerge, one that echoes the philosophy often associated with Dr. Joanna McMillan, who reminds us that nutrition is never one size fits all. As you explore intermittent fasting, you're not simply choosing when to eat, you're stepping into a dialogue with your own biology, your habits, and your long-term well-being. The idea may sound straightforward, periods of eating followed by periods of fasting, but within that simplicity lies a powerful shift in how your body responds to food, rest, and rhythm. Some people feel lighter, more focused, and surprisingly energized, as though their body has found a natural balance it had been missing. Others, however, may encounter fatigue, irritability, or a sense that something is not quite right, even if they cannot immediately explain why. That contrast is where curiosity should replace assumption, because your experience is the only one that truly matters. Rather than rushing towards results, there is value in pausing, observing, and asking deeper questions about how your body reacts and what it genuinely needs to thrive. Intermittent fasting is not a shortcut, nor is it a universal solution. It is a tool, and like any tool, its effectiveness depends entirely on how and why it is used. When you begin to see it through this lens, you shift from blindly following a trend to consciously making a choice, one that reflects your lifestyle, your responsibilities, and your long-term vision for health. And perhaps the most powerful realization is this, that the journey towards better health does not start with strict rules, but with awareness, patience, and a willingness to listen to the quiet signals your body has been sending all along, even when the world around you pushes you to ignore them completely. As you move deeper into the idea of intermittent fasting, something unexpected begins to unfold, a quiet tension between what promises transformation and what your body may actually experience over time. At first, the structure can feel empowering, almost liberating, as though you have simplified the chaos of constant eating into a clear and manageable rhythm. Hours pass without food, and there may be a sense of control that feels both new and motivating, yet beneath that surface, subtle signals begin to emerge. Your energy may fluctuate in ways you did not anticipate. Your concentration might sharpen at moments but fade unexpectedly at others, and your relationship with hunger can shift from a simple physical cue into something more complex and emotional. This is where the real story begins, not in the early excitement, but in the unfolding reality that challenges your assumptions. Inspired by insights linked to Dr. Joanna McMillan, there is a growing understanding that the human body thrives on balance rather than extremes, and what works brilliantly for one person can quietly undermine another. The suspense lies in this uncertainty, because intermittent fasting does not immediately reveal whether it is supporting or straining your system. Weeks may pass before the deeper effects become visible, and by then, many people have already convinced themselves that persistence alone will deliver results. But what if persistence without awareness leads you further away from what your body truly needs? Hormones, metabolism, and daily stress all interact in ways that are far more intricate than any single eating pattern can fully control. For some, fasting aligns beautifully with their natural rhythm, enhancing metabolic flexibility and creating a sense of ease around food. For others, especially those with demanding schedules, high stress levels, or specific health considerations, it may quietly disrupt sleep, mood, and overall well-being. The challenge is not in following the method, but in interpreting the feedback your body provides, often in whispers rather than clear signals. This is the moment where many feel uncertain, caught between the desire for results and the instinct that something may not be entirely right. And it is precisely in this uncertainty that the most important decision is made, whether to continue blindly or to pause and reassess with honesty, curiosity, and a deeper respect for your own individuality. In the end, the true value of intermittent fasting is not found in strict adherence or dramatic promises, but in the clarity it can bring when approached with awareness and intention. It invites you to step back from automatic habits and reconsider how, when, and why you nourish your body, creating space for a more thoughtful and sustainable relationship with food. Rather than asking whether intermittent fasting is right or wrong, a more powerful question begins to take shape. Is it right for you at this moment in your life, with your current responsibilities, your stress levels, and your long-term health goals? This shift in perspective reflects the philosophy often associated with Dr. Joanna McMillan, where personalized nutrition becomes the foundation of lasting well-being, not rigid rules or fleeting trends. As you reflect on your own experience, you may begin to notice patterns that were once invisible, how your energy rises and falls, how your mood responds to changes in routine, and how your body communicates its needs in subtle but meaningful ways. These insights are far more valuable than any external guideline, because they are uniquely yours and evolve with you over time. Intermittent fasting can be a useful tool, but only when it fits naturally into your lifestyle without creating unnecessary strain or imbalance. True health is not built on extremes, but on consistency, adaptability, and a deep respect for the signals your body provides each day. When you embrace this mindset, you move beyond the search for quick solutions and begin to build a foundation that supports both your physical and mental well-being in a lasting way. The journey becomes less about control and more about connection, less about restriction and more about understanding. And as you continue to learn, adjust, and grow, you may discover that the most powerful change was never the fasting itself, but the awareness it awakened within you, guiding you towards choices that genuinely support your life. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.